Hey, what's up? It's Nala and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about my May TBR. Whatever you want to call it, because I am just so good at sticking to my TBR. Honestly, these TBR videos are just for shits and giggles for me. I am such a mood reader, like a stack of books for myself that I'm like, I would like to read these. And then it's that little meme where the girl and the guy are walking. No thanks. I'm just gonna tell you the books that have my attention this month a little bit more prominently. Let's begin, shall we? I'm gonna start with Ye Olde Kindle first because I typically forget to do the Kindle books. The most important one that I have on my Kindle, The Honey Witch. And it does release on the 14th of May. And I would really love to have it read before the 18th of May. Sydney J. Shields is going to be doing a signing at my local bookstore on the 18th, and I would really love to attend. It's like Bridgerton meets practical magic. It is about Marigold. She is a young witch. Basically has gone all of her life never knowing that she was a witch until one day her grandmother comes to their estate and is basically like, I am getting old. I'm getting tired and I cannot uphold this protection that I have cast. The Honey Witch line is going to end with me if I don't find somebody to take over for me. And so Marigold is like, yeah, I don't want to be a wife. I don't want to fall in love. I just want to be a witch, bitch. They are cursed to where they can never fall in love until Marigold ends up meeting this tattoo artist. The tattoo artist doesn't believe in curses. It is not inherently obvious in the beginning that she is queer, and so I think that it's very cool that I believe it's going to take us on this journey of her figuring out what her preference is. And then last month I started my cowboy romance era, and I am so happy to say that I am continuing with that. So last month I read Flawless from the Chestnut Spring series, and this month I am reading Heartless. I can't lie to you, I already read this. I stayed up, I read it last night. This isn't a wrap up though, this is a TBR. But I just can't look at this book and lie to you and say I haven't read it yet when I have. So good. So this is about Cade and Willa. Willa is the best friend of Summer. Summer was the protagonist in the first book. She is spicy. She is the life of the party everywhere she goes, and she is just so much fun. And they say so many times, like, the balls that this girl has on her is just something else. And I love how she's not afraid to tell it how it is. This is about Cade. He is Rhett's brother. Is basically the main rancher on Wishing Well Ranch, needs somebody to take care of his son for the summer, and he needs a nanny. And Summer basically says like, hey, I know somebody who would be really great for the job. She recommends Willa, and the way that her and Cade initially meet is just so funny. There's a lot of friction in the beginning because he doesn't think that she is somebody who is mature enough in order to take care of his son. We just see this relationship unfold between them, and this is my first ever single dad trope that I've ever read, and this was amazing. Like, spice isn't a priority for me, but the spice in this, oh my god, it was so good. To keep on with the theme of cowboy romances, I picked up Done and Dusted. I want to say probably about like 5 months ago or something I started this, but I just wasn't in a heavy reading mood. But I've been seeing all of my book friends talk about it, and so I decided to pick it back up, and now that I'm in my cowboy romance era, yes. I don't know a ton about this book. I just know that she's coming back and ends up rekindling some friendships, and that's just about the base that I know. I'm even more so interested in Swift and Saddled because it is like alt grunge girl cowboy, and I think that is a dynamic that I could very much so get behind. But people say that this is so good. I read a lot of romance in general, but I'm reading a lot of romance books, contemporary romance books this month, I feel. More than I typically do, which is, it's nice to switch it up just for the summer. And I know a little bit about this. You can see I've only started just about like this much, like the first 2 chapters. It's a lot more heartbreaking than people initially would think that it is based off of the cover. Reddit thread, this guy talks about, am I the asshole for naming my dog, my ugly dog, after my best friend? Goes after that, and he talks about how he has come to be known as this good luck charm within his social group, because whenever he starts to date a girl, typically after a few dates, they break up and they go off to find their one, the true love of their life, and they get married. And there's this girl looking at this random forum, and she's like, hey, that also happens to me. How weird that it's happened like 7 times within the last 4 months. And so they decide, hey, why don't we date each other so that we can just end this curse? They end up dating just for the summer, which I also think is really cute because the main character guy's name is Justin, so just for the summer. Cute play on words. I have not read an Abby Jimenez book before, so this will be my first one, and I'm just genuinely excited. It's Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, and I've been hearing about this book ever since I joined Book Talk, and I don't know what's taken me so long. So now that I've gotten through Throne of Glass, I am now trying to branch my way out to different other series. I know that it has to do with college campus, it's academy style. I think it has cult and ghosts and other things, and so that's basically all I know about it. Anyone I've talked to that's read this raves about it, so. I'm finally reading Mistborn. I have read Trust of the Emerald Sea and Warbreaker, also by Brandon Sanderson. So I am a huge fan of Brandon Sanderson's writing style, and Mistborn is something that I've been wanting to read for quite some time now, but it's, again, one of those ones that are really intimidating, so I kind of just put it off, and I feel like I've put it off a little bit too much now, so I am going to pick it up. I think I had this on my TBR for March of last year, which is wild. So if you've been around for any time at all, I still haven't read it. Once upon a time, a hero rose to save the world, and he failed. So now the world is dark and is being ruled by some really nasty, evil people. Several years later, somebody is going to try and fix it again. A new kind of uprising is being planned, one that depends on the cunning of a brilliant criminal mastermind and determination of an unlikely heroine, a teenage street urchin named Vin. So, I think this will be really cool. It kind of reminds me of, Arcane? Is that what that was? Street urchin uprising? I think that's what I'm thinking of. I read The Ballad of Never After last month, so this month is A Kiss for True Love, and just genuinely very excited to finish this off because it is such a beloved series. The way that the last book left off, illegal. I'm telling you, that was rude. I'm gonna do it through audiobook just because that is how I have read it through the entire universe. Now this is the tough one of the month because 1, she's thick, and 2, I haven't read the previous book in this series. The last time I read it was like a year ago. Probably some stuff in here that I forgot that I'm gonna need a little bit of refreshing, but there's no way that I'm gonna read that book because that was a monster of a book too. Emotionally and like physically just massive. Mother of Death and Dawn. And I've been putting this off again for so long because there's just something about me, and when something comes close to being the end, I don't want to finish it because I just don't want that world to be over, you know? Asana is honestly such just a badass character, and it was a crazy ending and super emotional. The Children of Fallen God, that, like, I literally had to write paragraphs in this book because it just was so emotional. And so I'm just genuinely so thrilled and nervous to get into this one because this is probably one of my favorite series ever. But yeah, that is what I have planned to read, like pretty more set in stone for the month. Those are the big hitters that I really desperately want to get done. Sneak peek, I've already read 2 of them. Kind of proud of myself on that, and I'm on the 3rd one, so nice. If you would like to see me read any of these books, I'm sure that I'll have a reading vlog on them here in the near future, so stick around. Other than that, I hope that you have a really great day, and I would love to hear what is the book that you're looking forward to most reading in the month of May. I feel like this spring energy really gives me the motivation, the drive to read more, and I love that. So I hope that you have a good day and stay excellent.